RedNationBlogga back with another video. I thought we were pretty much done with the offseason, but it looks like the Houston Rockets are not done with the offseason. Yesterday, they traded Cam Whitmore to the Washington Wizards for 2 second-round picks. Cam Whitmore was definitely a fan favorite. I would say I was a fan of Cam Whitmore. I liked his game. I liked his game a lot. A lot of people within the community liked his game a lot. But he's gone now. And a lot of people are upset and shocked and surprised that Cam Whitmore is gone. And I'm not. I'm really at like probably out of everybody that's within the community, not only am I not surprised that Cam Whitmore is gone, I'm not surprised at what the Rockets got back for Cam Whitmore, considering they tried to do him a solid and sending him to a situation where he could play. Cam Whitmore wants to go to a team that he doesn't care if it's Brooklyn, if it's Charlotte, if it's the Wizards, any team that sucks, where he could get a lot of run time and play 34, 35, 36 minutes a night and get his. That's a situation that Cam Whitmore needs to be in. He doesn't need to be in a situation right now at this point in his career with substance, with discipline, with roles, with maturity. He's not there yet. He's not that type of player. I'm looking at the game log of Cam Whitmore, and I can kind of understand why he's upset, because his first season with the Rockets, he played in 47 games. He averaged about 19 minutes a game. And in those 19 minutes, he shot 45% from the field, 36% from three. And, he struggled from the free throw line, but he had 12 points. He could have and should have made an all-rookie team. I really do feel that way. So, when your minutes, even though he technically played more games this year, his minutes were drastically down. His role was drastically down. So I can understand like some of the frustrations, but a lot of this talk about like Cam didn't get opportunities, I don't buy that. I don't buy that. Now, maybe, like early on this season, Cam was essentially a part of the rotation. He played 13 minutes versus Memphis. He played 20 minutes versus San Antonio. He played 12 minutes versus San Antonio again. Then his minutes started decreasing as likely the coaching staff saw what was the issue. And then he was inactive for almost the entire month of November and half of the month of December, whether that was him just getting DNPs or him being in the G League. But he did get opportunities, and he never fully bought into his role. I made a tweet. I said, man, maybe if Cam could just like buy into being Casey Wallace, what Casey Wallace is for OKC, maybe Cam can buy into being that. He'll for sure get more minutes, be a lockdown defender that spots up, and every once in a while create your own shot. But that's not Cam. That's not something Cam wants to do. Cam wants to gun. He wants to run. He wants to get his own buckets up. And that's fine if that's what he wants for his career. But that won't be with the Houston Rockets. The time for developing guys at the expense of wins and losses is done in Houston. They are still developing. They have Amen. They have Sengun. They have Jabari. They have Reed Shepard. They have Tari Eason. They're still developing, but they're not going to develop at the expense of wins and losses. We're not going to let you go out there and make 15 mistakes in the name of development. That's not it. Cam just got here at the wrong time. If he had gotten drafted here in 2022 or 2021, maybe he's happier. Maybe he's ready to start winning now after running up and down the court and just being, running around with his head cut off. Maybe then, he would be happy. But as of now, where things stand with the substance that the Houston Rockets have in place and the clear pecking orders and guys having clear defined roles, that's not for Cam right now. And it's not. And in terms of people saying he didn't get an opportunity, in 3 of the 6 games that he played in December, he got rotational minutes. In 13 out of the 14 games in January, he got rotational minutes. In 7 out of the 10 games in February, he got rotational minutes. There was even a quote that he made after the Dallas game. The Dallas game, he went 7 of 9. He was 3 or 4 from 3. 100% from the free throw line, had 18 points, 3 rebounds, plus 12, right? Then he goes out and he makes those quotes. He makes these comments right here.
To, get consistent minutes there in that second quarter, but also in that fourth quarter to close the game.
I don't think it was consistent minutes. I I really don't know or think that. I mean, I contribute a little bit, but I mean, it doesn't really, affect anything. It doesn't really, can't get me nowhere. But I mean, we'll see what happens. But I mean, just glad we got the win.
You don't feel good about how you played tonight?
I mean, I do, but I mean, it's nothing. It doesn't mean anything.
Is it kind of just a weird spot with where you're at right now?
No, not a weird spot. I just don't know. Just don't know what's going on. I just have a lot of question marks for myself.
In what way?
No other way. It's just I don't know what's going on. I don't know what the deal with me is, but yeah, I just don't know. I don't know.
Did you feel like coming in the second quarter that
after making these comments versus Boston, 4 for 17, 1 for 9, 3 for 8. 1 for 9 from 3, 4 for 17 from the field, 11 points, minus 12 in a blowout loss to Boston. I'm not putting that all on him, but those are the facts. That's what he did after complaining and saying nothing would change. And this is the very next game after Dallas, the very next game versus the Lakers. 3 for 8 from the field in 16 minutes, 8 points. He was decent. Then versus Washington, a garbage team, 17 points on 6 of 8 for shooting. Great minutes, great game. Versus Memphis, 3 of 14 from the field, 2 of 6 from 3, 9 points. So it's not like when he got opportunities, he just ate and killed, and then he got buried back on the bench. That's not what happened. He had a game in there versus Sacramento. He was 4 for 9 in a loss. He had a game versus Portland where he was 4 of 14. Like he got opportunity to play. Cam got opportunities to play. Yes, he didn't get the opportunities that Jalen Green did. Yes, he didn't get the opportunities that Ahmed Thompson did. But he also wasn't those players. He wasn't. Jalen definitely stunk it up. Don't get me wrong. But Jalen still knew how to play within a scheme. Jalen still knew how to defend. Jalen still could run, pick and roll, and pass. Even though he had like an inexcusable amount of live ball turnovers, Jalen did do certain things that were positive. He did. I'm saying that as somebody that was one of his biggest and harshest critics. Cam Whitmore's a black hole. Cam Whitmore could be a 4-on-1 fast break in favor of the Rockets. He's going to try to jump over the defender instead of just making an easy read. Cam Whitmore is a black hole in the half court on offense. He doesn't see past get a bucket, get a bucket, get a bucket, get a bucket. It has to be blatantly stupid obvious for Cam Whitmore to see a mistake, to see an opportunity to pass the ball. So all of this crying about Cam Whitmore, like I'm just not with it. Like I'm not going to sit here and lose any amount of sleep for a guy that simply did not want to be with the Houston Rockets and did not want to play a role. That wasn't what he wanted to do. He didn't desire to do that at all. The only thing Cam Whitmore wants to do is do what Cam Thomas is doing in Brooklyn, do what LaMelo Ball is doing in Charlotte. That's what he wants to do. He doesn't want to play within a structure. He wants to have his. He wants to go get a bucket. That's what he wants to do. So we have to be accepting of that as fans and realize that, dog, you're not just going to get minutes because you think that you deserve them and we're that excited to see you play. No, if Ime felt like Aaron Holiday was the right choice, then, hey, we riding with that. If Ime felt like Reed Shepherd was the right choice or simply just giving Jalen and Fred more minutes instead of giving you minutes, then that has to be fine because whatever Ime saw behind the scenes and whatever personally I saw as a fan, it wasn't the same player as last year who was like seemed to be more efficient than this year and more bought in. And it wasn't the same player defensively. All you did was pout and mope all season. Even going back, you can go all the way back to Summer League of 2024 offseason. You can go all the way back to that offseason when he was playing with Reed Shepherd. What did Cam Whitmore improve? He still played the exact same way in Summer League. Miss Reed Shepherd on easy reads, miss other guys in the Summer League on easy reads, looking for his. He was playing in Summer League like those guys that try to make a name for themselves so they can make an NBA roster. That's how he was hooping. He wasn't hooping as if like, well, I was a first-round pick. I got a spot. Let me play smart. Let me play within the game. That's not how he was playing. He was playing as if, he was trying to make a team, which is crazy. Like, it was no need for him to play like that. Meanwhile, you look at Reed Shepherd, he's facilitating. He's taking the right shots when they come to his way. He's playing like, hey, I know I'm going to be on the team. He's not taking bad shots, right? But Cam was, which is weird. Cam reminds me of a more talented Josh Christopher. That's what he reminds me of. I remember when he got drafted in 2021, Josh Christopher. He had that season. His minutes were kind of like Cam Whitmore's, up and down. Sometimes he didn't play, blah, 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 blah. The next offseason in 2022 in that summer league, I remember Steven Silas and Raphael Stone sitting next to each other, and they got interviewed. And they was like, well, what do you want to see from like Josh Christopher? They was like, we want to see him be like a better playmaker. We want to see him, be able to read the floor well and read the floor better and make this pass, make that pass, and not just like to score, because we know you can score. So like, we want to see you grow a part of your game. And in that summer league game, during that interview, Josh Christopher was like crashing out. He was just looking for his own bucket, turning over the ball, trying to get a bucket, not doing what Raphael Stone and Steven Silas said that they actually want to see from him, which is facilitating, reading the floor, playing a better floor game. I'm not saying it's easy, but it didn't even look like Josh Christopher tried to do what they instilled. It looked like he was just happy to be playing, and he had a lot of minutes, and he knew it, and he was just going to get his and play his way. That's how Cam Whitmore plays, but at a much more talented level, to me, personally. So I'm not going to lose a wink of sleep over this trade. I'm glad he went to the East. I'm glad he gets to go to a team where he'll be able to play. He'll be able to run around with his head cut off, make a million mistakes, you know what I'm saying? And for the most part, not be held accountable for those mistakes and just continue to play through it and be a young guy, because eventually when he gets to a certain age, he'll get better, he'll mature, he'll be more defined, and he'll make better decisions as he, ages and stuff like that. But as of now, he's not ready. And that's okay. That's perfectly fine. As always, guys, thank you for watching. Let me know what I missed in the comments. Let me know what you agree with. Let me know what you disagree with. RedNationBlogga out.